Hello everyone, I am Killian aka Kill the Frog and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a room tour of my room at my mother's house. This is what the room looks like when you first walk into it. So here's my door, my light switch is beside it, and if we go over, here's my bookshelf and my coat rack. We'll start with my bookshelf. In here I have a clock that I keep turned to the side because it's super duper bright and I cannot sleep with light on. And then in this cubby are all my classics. I actually have two Wind in the Willows because I already had one before I got the full set. As for reviewing these books, I'll do that super duper quickly because they have a little bit of sentimental value to me. Going from right to left, let's start with Black Beauty, which was actually one of the first books that I read on my own in first grade. Most of these books I read when I was super young and I should probably reread them sometime soon. A Little Princess quickly became one of my favorite books. Anne of Green Gables was a little bit too boring for my taste, so I stopped reading it after the first chapter. I have the same opinions about Anne with an E, I am so sorry. Anyway, I didn't get around to reading Peter Pan. I love Matilda. We had a big selection of Roald Dahl books in my childhood library. The Wind in the Willows, I stopped after the first chapter again just because it was kind of boring. The Adventures of Robin Hood and the Secret Garden quickly became one of my favorites along with The Little Princess. And The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, I don't think I liked Mark Twain's writing style, which is actually funny because we're distantly related. The Wizard of Oz was just way weirder than I was expecting. My mom read it to me and my little sister and she was like, what the heck? Now on to the third cubby, we have The Lord of the Rings, which I actually did not like. I do not like this writing style. I am so sorry. There's just so much world building. It's so boring. And then the Victorian fairy tale book, English Fairy Tales and Legends, and the Chronicles of Narnia, which I guess some of them are kind of good, but a couple of them are really confusing, these books. And this, which is the, I don't even know what this is. Here's where I keep my incomplete and complete sketchbooks and journals and my old writing. I know it looks kind of like messy because they're all beat up, but these are like my used journals. The ones that I don't use and like don't want to write in, save this one, are at my dad's house. Actually, a lot of the contents of these journals and sketchbooks are probably going to make it into a video one day. Moving down, we actually have some of my two favorite series, the Serafina books. I'm missing the first one because I lent it to my stepsister, and I also don't like the third book, sorry. And the Wings of Fire series, which I never finished because the last book after 12 was not out when I was reading it. And I'm also super mad that they added humans into it because one of the things that like drew me to the series was that there were no humans, and then they added humans. And this cubby is really just a mix match. It's like some of my childhood reads mixed in with like my more recent reads and some manga. And this is my favorite cubby because one, it has Brandon Mole, which I used to read a lot of, or just these two series a lot of, as you can see with how worn they are, and the Percy Jackson series. I actually don't remember what happened in this series, but I read it and here is proof. The Hazelwood is a fantasy series, so it fits in the cubby, but it is more of a recent read. And then moving over, we don't talk about J.K. Rowling. Anyway, down here is sort of my childhood books. I don't actually have that many books. There's like a whole row of my bookshelf that is empty, so if this was more filled out, it would probably look better. But again, childhood books plus To Kill a Mockingbird, The Giver. And this is actually my favorite childhood book, which is Oddfellows Orphanage by Emily Winfield Martin. And that was just such a fun read. I read it over and over as a child. And then here is, I mean, this would probably be my favorite cubby if it didn't look so boring. We have the Red Queen series, which I'm on the fence about. It's like a fine series, but I kind of don't like it just because I have personal preferences. This, I haven't read this in a long time, nor have I read this one in a long time. These are two childhood books. This was a pure masterpiece. Got me back into reading. This was fine. This was also really good, and this was also really good, maybe if it had a different format. I haven't actually read The Hate You Give yet, but because I got it because we're reading it in school this year. And here's my Nancy Drew collection. Some of them are old, some of them are new, some of them I got from my grandma's library, and some of them that I read I don't have because I checked them out from the library. And I will be the first to tell you that a lot of the content of these books is very outdated, and it's not very politically correct, and it's just not correct in general. And onto the last cubby, we'll move on from the bookshelf super duper soon, but here's my favorite book that I've ever read, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So good. This book is also really good, and I would recommend it to anyone who likes fantasy. Then there's The Vow of Thieves and Daughter of the Pirate Queen, King, Siren Queen, whatever. Those books are fine. They're something. And now let's move on from this bookshelf finally and get on to my beautiful coat rack. Here is my favorite coat. It is a green jacket that my grandma gave me, except I don't have a lot of clothes to wear with it, which is super disappointing. disappointing. I also have something similar to it, but it's white, and my aunt gave this to me. This is my most comfy jacket ever, and this is my snow jacket. This is my school jacket. I've had this shelf since I was like a child, so I don't know where it came from. No, I think my dad brought this back. I don't know. These, I have some ducks on top of some potion jars because, again, I was into Harry Potter and I wanted to make potions. This is a broken bracelet inside of here, and this is the back to a pen that I actually put on my bulletin board over there. And here I have a collection of Frozen Charlotte dolls in this cute little box, which I love so much. We have some felt flowers in this vase and 2 perfumes. This is Adrienne the Fragrance, got it on Etsy, and then this thing. Also, this doesn't really smell good, but anyway, we have this donut, which I totally understuffed, but I did make it, and it fell. Let's move on. So here's my art bag, here's my pencil sharpener, all the stuff on my desk. I have some stuff in my drawer. This is the book that I'm going to start reading when I go back to school, because I actually only read when I'm at school, and this is my school bag. And this is my map of the world. Let's actually look through these drawers. So this is spare paper, and this is just some random art supplies and a binder, and these are all my sketchbooks. Oh, that's like video equipment. Great. And this, I think, yeah, that's just art. And over here is my super expensive love sack that my rich aunt and uncle gave to me for my birthday. And I haven't really sat on it that much, so it's kind of hard to, like, you know, knead out and, like, you know, get comfortable. But here is my bulletin board. I have this is my elf name that we got from a generator, and we had to draw it, so that's my drawing of me. Here are some bookmarks, and this is a rainbow that I made at the Discovery Lab, the Children's Museum. This is a card that I actually made in my last, maybe the video before that, I don't know, one of the videos before that. And here is this thing. This was something I was transferring onto a canvas, so that's why it's drawn so small. And this is a pen from Hobby Lobby, and this is a pen that I found in my bag, except the pokey side was pointing out, so I think it was a murder attempt. Then there's just like a giant window in the back of my room, and my charging cord, which is super duper long and has to reach all the way around my bed. And here's my lamp. Super pretty, has a stained glass bulb in it. It's pretty old. And so is this. This is also really old and was painted white by my grandma. And this is a drawer on my bedside table, which has some stuff in it that I don't really use all that much. And here is my bed. So I have my pillows, I have my dog, we have Mallow the cat, and Waddles the penguin, and then the pets. Hello, little pets. And this is Zephyr the cat. And this is Penny the dog. They are just so adorable, but they actually Penny can't get up on this bed by herself because it's so high off the ground because I just got a new mattress. Above my bed I have these cute flowers that I got when my sister and I switched rooms. So, you know, my sister was the one who had this room before me, which is why the walls are blue. And in the closet, it's, you know, it fell off on that side. And in here we have some clothes, obviously. This is my memory box. We have my shoes and clothes, and these are my ice skates because I'm actually going ice skating later. So in like 20 minutes. So that is my room tour. I'm sorry if it's a little bit short, but yeah, this is where I practically live. I don't go outside of my room. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.